We could get into this Pluto because it ain't gonna be long.
Shoot.
Not
Now,
for me.
let me go ahead and do my analytical breakdown, deep dive. Pluto is one of those planets that was marked as not a planet.
And then a planet, and then not a planet again.
And Future's nickname is Pluto. If you guys have not been following him since before DS2, you guys would not have known that. This is why Lucky sometimes calls himself
Baby Pluto,
Baby Pluto. No, I think Uzi calls himself that.
Lil Pluto. Or?
Yeah, Lucky calls himself something Pluto. Uzi calls himself Baby Pluto. There's a lot of people who taken a lot of inspiration from Future, Nevadius Cashburn, to be specific. He comes from the Dungeon family, which is what's on the cover of this album right here.
Crib.
A huge nod to Outkast, Goody Mob, and
R.I.P. Rico Wade, man.
R.P. Rico Wade. What's the production team? Organized Noise.
Organized Noise.
A lot of callbacks to Atlanta, strong hip hop culture happening in that house right here, which all the purple lights are emanating out of, because that is also reminiscent to Dirty Sprite 1's cover, which is all purple as well. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Future's albums or mixtapes prior to Pluto, his debut album, we have Streets is Calling, or Streets Calling, True Story, hey, what's the other one? Astronaut Status. And this whole mixtape right here is a culmination and throwback to a lot of those mixtapes back then, and to a lot of the music that Future was making back then, before you guys got onto him from Monster to DS2.
They didn't know Meathead.
Exactly. They didn't know Meathead. They didn't know that he came up under Andre 3000, Big Boy, Goody Mob's tutelage right there.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing about that.
Break down why he got the name Future, B. You know
now,
that?
B, first of all, he said it himself. If you're not from the hood, you're not from the hood if you ain't got no nickname.
Yeah.
They was just calling him the Future, man, because he was the Future, B.
Hey, they coined him the name, and look at him now. He's
Exactly.
part of the Future right now.
Exactly, because look at Designer. He was trying to be the present. Future went past him. He's still in the future. I'm just saying.
Boy
B.
jacking off on planes.
While Future just ride on the plane getting jacked off. I'm just saying. B.
Whoa. All right, here we go. Yeah, about you.
No, never. Like I said, my analytical breakdown, and a lot of the purple is associated with Dirty Sprite. If you guys don't know what that is, it's codeine mixed, cough syrup mixed with Sprite, and I gotta do it, B. The track list is 17 tracks long.
Yeah.
44 minutes. Now, if you notice, 44 minutes. Future is 41. That's 3 minutes. I mean, that's 3 years away.
Yeah.
While the track list is 3 tracks away from being 20.
Yeah.
Future was doing that for how many years he's lived while doing that on the track list and the actual album title. I'm just saying, B.
Hey, you're reaching for the stars now.
But for real, honestly, this project is a culmination of a lot of older Future, which is kind of similar to what Gucci put out from Greatest of All Trappers or whatever. This is a culmination of older sounding Future. And to me, I've been thinking about it this year, because it's this year and this weekend, because I feel like, as a huge Future fan I was on the Future before DS2 in the Monster era, which is crazy to see that people latch on the Future with that. It's crazy to see that, B. But to me, a lot of this music sounds similar to mixtapes like that, FBG, the movie. This music is very reminiscent to that, and Future is trying to tap in with that sound, but just more
Modernized, more updated.
more modernized and updated production, more expensive sounding production, if I want to be real. And
It's
obviously
an
with the
album.
newer Future flow, it is an album, but he's titled it a mixtape,
Yeah, I know
and
what
he's
you mean.
classified it as a mixtape. To me, it's an album, and to me, I like to cement this as like the third and closing chapter of Future's chapter in his career. To me, the first chapter is with his first 3 mixtapes up to Honest. Then the second chapter starts with Monster up to The Wizard, and this new chapter starts with High Off Life, and it ends with Mixtape Pluto. I feel like those are 3 differing points in his career of where he's been at.
Yeah.
Kind of. So with this project right here, it's subpar. I like it because it's Future. I like Future music. I've always liked Future music, even his older stuff. The only project I really didn't like was Honest like that.
Honestly.
Yeah, and High Off Life was mid to me. To me, this project really didn't do anything for me as a huge Future fan, because I've heard similar stuff to this, or I've heard Future do this but better. And to me, this is very redundant for Future sound. He didn't really play with anything new-wise, sound-wise. Subject matter is still the same, but I don't expect him to have different subject matter itself. He's done that. He's given us 3 different projects this year, 3 different sounding projects at that. But this one is obviously the weakest one out of the three right here.
He could have saved this for like the beginning of the year or the middle of next year.
I think I wanted him to do this year because get all the Future out the way, because it's like, I hope that you take a break and you just become the feature artist.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna take a break. I think he's gonna keep pumping because he sold his whole catalog. He got to build up a new one.
No, how I heard of that, but I didn't know how much of his catalog
He sold everything.
No, like up to what?
I think up to what was his newest stuff? Like, let me look real quick.
But while you look at that, to me, I think this is a good year for Future. Obviously, he's done great numbers wise. Mm-hmm. Numbers does not dictate quality, but numbers wise, this is doing really well for Future, and he's on pace to be a number one. He's on pace to have a number one album this year. 3 number ones to be exact. With him starting the whole feud off with Drake at the top of the year, him having the Hendrix 2 basically with Metro Boomin.
His songwriting credits from 04 to 2020.
2020?
From 04 to 2020, yeah.
Jesus. So that means like, is Future self-titled on that? I think maybe up to Hendrix.
Yeah, okay.
Jeez. So that means he sold off.
So
this whole third chapter of Future that I've been talking about, this is all new catalog stuff.
Yeah.
It's from stuff like High Off Life to I Never Liked You.
From High Off Life. That was the one, yeah. From Never Liked You, then.
Yeah, see, that's why I said that's what the third.
So he sold that, yeah.
So after Hendrix, that's where he sold everything.
Yeah.
Jeez, that is crazy. Which to me, his best album out of
he sold Wizard, he sold High for Life and all that.
Oh, he sold that?
Because that was 2020. So this,
to me, the best project that he's released in the past few years, post High Off Life, has to be I Never Liked You. Yeah. To me, it's the best out of even this whole new Metro Boomin stuff that he's dropped. To me, like I said, this project is very redundant. It's very reminiscent, and I will say that as a Future fan, I did enjoy some of these songs. I can see why a lot of people didn't, especially if you've come onto Future from Monster and up. But if you liked like Streets Calling, if you liked Streets Calling, True Story, Dirty Sprite, if you liked all that, FBG the movie,
Free Brick,
yeah, Free Bricks. If you liked all that stuff before, you're definitely going to enjoy this. But if you're not a Future fan from back then and you kind of came onto him from Monster and above, you're not really going to jive down with this mixtape. I'll say that right now.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I only like 3 songs on here. The Oath was my favorite.
So I got to ask you, did you listen to this in the car or did you listen to this in the headphones?
In the car and in my headphones.
You didn't like that? This didn't bump for you, B?
It bumped, but it don't mean...
No, see, bump means it's good, though. It bumps and
it could be a good beat.
You don't think he was doing his thing on these?
On Oath?
I think a lot of
and I like Lost My Dog. I like that song.
Gave you something different, B?
It's the same whiny Future.
All right, man.
I don't know. It just Future just don't do. He haven't done it for me since like DS2, bro. He just don't do it for me like that. I think I'm like, it's get to a point, bro. I was talking to one of my coworkers about this. I think that I just get to a point where some stuff I just aged out of. Like it's just I'm just aged out of it. Like Playboy Cardi, like I listen to his new song and I'm just like, I don't know. Just some of this stuff. It's some albums I can listen to, some artists, and I'm like, oh, I love the feeling of this. But some of this stuff, bro, I just can't do it. Future's one of them, bro. I can't connect to this no more.
So what made you stop after DS2? Because that was the last.
I think that's the last thing I actually was like, yo, this is still.
So what was the last few projects that you heard besides the ones that we reviewed?
I listened to, what's the yellow cover?
Futures.
That, I listened to a little bit of the white cover.
Hendrix.
Yeah, and then that's it. I listened to a little bit of the one I Don't Like You, whatever.
I still don't
like you. With him in the purple with the.
I never liked.
Yeah, I listened a little bit of that. I couldn't finish it, but I love that.
I think that was one of his better projects.
I like that song with him and Drake. It's the only song I used to go.
Which
back
one?
To. I'll wait for you.
Oh yeah, the one with Temps.
I'll wait for you. Yeah.
They had 2 songs on there. That's why.
Oh yes.
Which to me is a very different song for a Future album in general.
I don't know. Future just don't do it for me no more, bro. I just don't. It just.
Do you think you've aged out of trap music?
I could, yeah. I think so. It just don't, I don't know. Some stuff I can go to, like, I could bump like some Baby Frey. Like, I'll bump a song or something. Or I could listen to some stuff, but I don't gravitate towards that. I just don't go back
to
it.
Do you consider Babyface Ray mainstream?
Kinda, yeah. Everybody know him.
How am I trying
He's not as mainstream as Future.
I'm about to say, because do you think you don't like mainstream trap anymore?
Nah, it's not that.
Did you like 21 Savage's album this year?
I didn't listen to it. He put an album out this year?
The top of the year, January.
Oh, I did listen
American
to that.
Dream.
Nah, I didn't care for it. That wasn't a good album though. It had nothing to do with mainstream.
A lot of people liked it. But
did you like it?
No, I don't. I didn't. I thought it was boring.
I did too.
But
I did listen to that. I forgot that.
we're also
American. And remember because
American Dream.
remember he had the whole freaking
Movie trailer and all
Donald
that?
Glover and oh boy, yeah, that's trash.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, like, is it like you don't like because you like Lucky?
Yeah, I like Lucky, but I don't listen to Lucky as much as I used to. Like I
But
don't
why
like.
is that?
I just not listen to it like that.
Do you feel like that sound is burnt out for you now?
I listen.
I don't want to say like this. The coon raps.
Could be. I'll go back to other stuff, but I don't like the Lucky new album. I liked it, but I haven't listened to it again. It just some stuff like music. I'm not connected to certain songs, like albums, like I used to. I was thinking about that as well. Like a new album could come out and I could listen to it a few times, but I'm not as connected. I think as we grow older, we don't get it as connected to newer music.
But do you also think
especially at
maybe
the time.
that's because of where you at in life plus podcast?
It could be that
Because we
'Cause
listen
I gotta-
to
we
like
gotta-
each album like 3 or 4 times.
I know, but I'm just saying, speaking of just the time I've been in, not even before we was doing a podcast, I listened to an album and like for like 3 times or whatever, but I just don't go back to it. Like I went back to freaking Blue Lips. I haven't listened to Blue Lips, bro. Like I haven't went back to Blue Lips, and one day we gonna at the end of the year I'm gonna talk about that album. But
Yeah, we already have a review on it.
yeah, we reviewed it, but I have more thoughts.
But overall, you didn't like this Future project.
Nah.
Did you not dislike it or did you just not care for it?
I did not care for it.
Okay.
It's not like a thing where like, oh, I don't know why y'all think this is good. And my thing is, I don't know why people just continue to like deal with this.
Kind of like the same thing. That's like a little loud.
I know why, but I'm saying I don't know why. It's like we want so much for things to change in music, and we don't do anything.
I think it's
about
one.
it.
I think
we
it's one of those.
allow it to.
It's one of those things where it's like we see some artists change and it just wasn't good for them. It's like some artists y'all just need to stay where y'all are at.
It's not like you
Because they say the same thing with Benny the Butcher. It's like, oh, because they was bringing up one of his lyrics this weekend saying like, oh, it's like the richer these rappers get, the less inspired they bars be. And everybody's like, he's talking about his 3 label mates or whatever. Talking about him, Westside Gunn, and Conway.
Yeah.
Saying how their music really don't hit like that. Even though I feel like for them, it's just the novelty of it wore off for them.
Yeah.
To me, that's how it feels. Because to me, Freddie Gibbs raps about the same stuff.
Yeah, but he's a good rapper.
Yes, but still subject matter is the same. Yeah. I think to me, like I've told you before, good is subjective, right? And to me, it's more so like how you package it. But I think some people just get tired of certain rappers, especially with Griselda. They was pumping it out. Pause.
I know you get fatigued.
Yeah, that's the best
Like,
way to say it. Freddie Gibbs, he spreads his stuff out. Pause.
I know, yeah, he is Freddie Gibbs.
I didn't want you to say that. That's why I said pause on that.
He is Freddie Gibbs because he's spreading it out. All right. He does nasty.
That's why I said pause, Freddie.
He's Freddie Gibbs. But I understand what you're saying. Future just haven't done it for me for years, bro. I don't go to none of this stuff to listen to it. And it's not a mainstream thing. It's just, I swear, bro, like as I got older, it's just some music I don't go to Kendrick Lamar like I used to, bro. I don't listen to that stuff like that.
Well, you don't go to it like you used to be because he doesn't put out.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
You think it's just music in
Remember,
general?
I remember when Mr. Morale, bro, I just listened to that album this year. I listened to it when it came out like a few days later, like half of it, but I didn't go back to it. Like it's just some artists I'm just like,
I was one of those people in that camp that thought people overhated that album.
Remember I told you what I did with Drake? Like I just now listened to CLB. Just now. Like it's just some artists I'm like, don't do it for me. I still love music, don't get me wrong, but it's just my connection with certain albums not the same anymore. I have, because
Do you feel like it's too much now?
Yeah, because when you was younger, you could actually sit down with an album and just like listen to it, and you had nothing else really to do in your life. But now I have a family, I got work, I got all these other things on my plate that I can't really enjoy the music and really listen to it like that. Because like I told you, I haven't went back to Blue Lips, and people still saying that's album of the year, and I'm like, bro, I haven't heard it in almost, when it came out, February?
I think so.
Yeah, bro, come on, we almost December now, the year almost over, and I haven't played that album in like 8-9 months, 10 months. Well, not 10 months, but
I know what
7. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm like, I haven't. I don't know.
And Future is one of those artists. Do you feel like Future is one of those artists that you've now aged out of?
I've super aged out of him. I aged out of Lil Uzi. Like, I'm not feeling this Lil Uzi album. Bro, I don't know the last Lil Uzi album I listened to, bro. I think it was when my son was born, and he put out a mixtape after the Eternal Wait. Take
Lil
whatever.
Uzi versus the World 2.
Yeah, I listened to that. Like I didn't even finish that. I listened to like the first 5 songs.
I mean, you got halfway.
But that one album he put out before, that week before it came out, it was trash. I turned on something, Awakening or whatever it's called. That was whack. And I don't know why people be gassing. That was whack. And I ain't going back to it. I grew out of that stuff.
Did you listen to Pink Tape?
What?
Pink Tape?
What? No. But I want to rock and stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Have anybody listen to it? I don't hear nobody talk about that.
People highly it came out last year. That's
Yeah.
why. Future, he's aged out of you. Me, I just know that you're not going to hit that peak.
When will Future age out of this? He almost 42, bro.
When he stops making money from it?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
B, why would you stop? Besides for the art, obviously because he's doing it for the money. Why would you stop doing something that you're successfully profiting
I'm finna tell you something. Remember that video I showed you was this artist earlier before we started the podcast? You remember the little snippet I showed you on Twitter? Of the rapper? Got a single coming out?
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be Future in like 5 years. And everybody gonna be like, he fell off. Watch. Everybody gonna be laughing, bro. His dread's gonna be gray. And not 'cause he died him.
People kind of thought...
Not because he died him.
I hate you. People thought that with Future over High of Life. They was like, yeah, he fell off.
Kendrick saved his life. Kendrick saved his man, bro.
No, he didn't. Stop that.
We like that.
No, because I Never Liked You did well.
Drake saved his life, bro, with Tills, bro.
I thought the Drake Stevens package been going. What happened to that?
Nah, that was 2022.
I'll change him.
I never said that.
That is crazy.
No, that song was really good.
I think Drake was on all his albums, though. Was he? I think so. Besides the newest ones.
But hey, the Drake hate drove it. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, so Drake always got to be involved.
Yeah, bro.
Pluto, I ain't gonna let him do you like that. Man.
I got really nothing to say about your Pluto.
Hey.
But I love that the song Oath. I love how you was on that beat. I'm like, yo, he is flowing on here. And I love the beat. And I love Let My Dogs. Yeah, I like that cover too.
That cover is
But
hard.
I Lost My Dog. Ain't that
Lost My Dog.
That was a really good song. I really
about
like
his friend being lost in fentanyl depression.
He was talking about friends and gang violence, all that. I like that. Really good. I almost say really good album. Really good songs.
I liked it overall, but I wouldn't. This isn't something like I'd recommend to someone. If I had to give you Future recommendations, this wouldn't be on there.
Right.
But yeah. But also, I think I recommend this to you over his older stuff. But I still wouldn't recommend you this either way. But yeah, that's about it for Future Mixtape Pluto.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.